caught on a mobile phone, all shot by a McDonald's employee. I have to warn you, it's graphic. The woman was kicked in the head by two girls ages 14 and 18 as some of the staff stood by laughing on the sidelines. The 14-year-old girl has been charged as a juvenile in connection with this attack, and charges against the 18-year-old are pending. McDonald's has condemned the beating, calling it, quote, unacceptable, disturbing, and troubling. The Baltimore transgender community has planned a vigil tonight at the McDonald's where that attack occurred. All right, so when it comes to protecting the rights of the LGBT community, one continuing struggle is defending the rights of same-sex couples to marry and raise kids. One young man who was raised by lesbian parents almost acquired instant fame after standing up to Iowa's legislature and defending marriage equality. Video of Zach Wahls' passionate speech has collected 1.5 million views on YouTube. And tonight, he's going to be honored in New York by the Family Equality Council for his honesty and his courage.
In my 19 years, not once have I ever been confronted by an individual who realized independently that I was raised by a gay couple. And you know why? Because the sexual orientation of my parents has had zero effect on the content of my character.
Zach Wahls joins me in studio now to talk more about that speech in February and also about the honor that's coming up tonight. Zach, it's good to see you.
Yeah, it's good to be here.
All right, so let's talk about that. Was the speech that you gave to the Iowa legislature in February.
February.
How has your life changed, though?
It's been kind of crazy. You know, the last 3 months have been a lot of travel. I've been all over the country talking at gay rights fundraisers, talking at events, you know, meeting people, members of the community that, you know, for a long time I really haven't been a member of, because this isn't something that I've been doing for a long time. I just stood up and talked, and then all of a sudden, you know, people wanted to listen.
Did you anticipate that type of response?
Not at all. You know, this was in the middle of all the Egypt stuff that was happening, and on the way home, it was this bad snowstorm in Iowa, and it was like a 4-hour drive when it should have been 2, and I was just listening to Egypt the whole way home. I had no idea this was going to be happening.
The strength of your message that came out of that speech, it was roughly 3 minutes long, but there was a lot to take out of that. What do you think that you've been able to provide to other kids that have been raised by same-sex couples out there? And also, what do you think that you've been able to provide to peers that have been raised by straight parents that maybe didn't understand where you're coming from?
Well, you know, it's been incredible for me to hear the response from kids who, you know, have been raised by gay parents. You know, the support I've gotten from them and their thanks and gratitude for something, you know, as simple as speaking out for your family, to me has been shocking, but also very empowering. And then, you know, as far as for, you know, I guess I'm straight myself, but for my peers who are raised in, you know, straight families, there's definitely a lot to be said for speaking out for the sake of equality. It's something we all have to do, you know, no matter who we are or how we were raised.
As a young man, are you surprised by the discourse that this creates, the conversation around the country, even state to state, city to city? Yeah,
well, you know, yes and no. You know, for my generation, there isn't really a whole lot of discourse, because for us, it's pretty much a slam dunk. You know, we get it because it's something that we grew up with. You know, it's not something that my generation was ever afraid of. Whereas I think for older generations, it's something that, you know, wasn't talked about when they were kids. It wasn't talked about when they were in college, even. So to, you know, be confronted with this when you've already reached a certain age, a certain way of thinking, it's very uncomfortable for a lot of people. And, you know, I understand that. I can certainly empathize.
But so you've taken on this mantle, I guess, as a role model and a public speaker for the advocacy to say, you know what, I was raised by these two loving mothers, and I'm a good guy. Look at me. You even challenged the person, the councilman, right? Or
chairman of the
chairman of the saying that he would be proud of you if he was your father, if you were his son.
Yeah, well, you know, I tried to refrain from putting myself up on a pedestal, but I said, you know, this is who I am, this is where I'm at today, and, you know, if you think that's something that you'd be proud of, you know, I hope that's the case. And I think that resonated with a lot of people.
What does it mean to be honored by the Family Equality Council tonight here in New York City?
Yeah, it's incredible. You know, and it's interesting, I guess, kind of for me, it's a little weird because I'm being honored for something that so natural for me, to just, you know, defending your family, something we would all do, I think.
I have to say that you're a really naturally gifted public speaker. So are politics in your future, my friend?
No, I'm an engineering student, and, you know, there's certainly some public policy things, gay marriage among them, and some environmental things as well that I'd, you know, like to see happen. But No, not anytime soon.
Never say never, Zach. I say, you know, keep all doors open, all right? You're too young to say no to anything. But, Zach, congratulations. We'll see you tonight at the Family Equality special event that's taking place here in the city. And, again, our congratulations to you and your family. You're just standing up, like you said, for what you believe in.
Thank you very much.
What's honest and true. All right, so speaking of marriage equality, a major law firm is reversing course and refusing to represent GOP lawmakers in their quest to legitimize